Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com. Last autumn, the press reported that there was no end in sight to the California drought. And they said that scientists could see climate change's fingerprints all over the drought. CNN wrote the same story and cited some very specific statistics. 41 scientifically measured indicators provided by more than 100 experts. And now, a few weeks later, CNN reports that Los Angeles is under a blizzard warning as heavy snow and rain pummel region. The National Weather Service in San Diego has issued their first ever blizzard warning. Cars at China Peak, California are buried in snow. Snowpack in Southern California is at an all-time record high for the date, surpassing the record of 40 years ago. And it's the same story in Northern California. This is what the wine-growing region of Napa Valley looks like now. The beach at Santa Cruz, California is covered in snow. This is a different problem than Santa Cruz had in 1936 when they saw forest fires as the greatest peril to their future prosperity. Spreading misinformation about the California climate is nothing new. In 2004, Catherine Hayhoe of Texas Tech University wrote a study about skiing in California. 46 years ago this month, the world's athletes frolicked in the snow at the 1960 Winter Olympics in Squaw Valley, California. But by 2060 or so, if we don't change our ways, holding another Winter Olympics in Squaw Valley would be very difficult. Her knowledge about the past climate, as well as her predictions about the future, were both flawed. The 1960 California Winter Olympics almost had to be canceled because of warmth, rain, and a lack of snow. Warmth and a lack of snow is not a problem this year. California is having an extremely cold winter, and they not only have record snowpack in the mountains, but they're even getting snow down on the beach. Misinformation about global warming and skiing is pervasive throughout the press. The Santa Fe, New Mexico newspaper has been propagating predictions of skiing doom for the state for many years. And now the ski area at Santa Fe has record snowpack, having received 43 inches of snow out of one storm. This is what Taos Ski Valley in New Mexico looked like 2 days ago. The reason that the press can't predict the future climate is because their belief system is based on superstition rather than science. In 1978, the New York Times reported, "International team of specialists finds no end in sight to 30-year cooling trend in Northern Hemisphere." In 1977, California was having a severe drought, which the governor described as a disaster of immeasurable magnitude. At the same time, Buffalo and Watertown, New York were buried under very deep snow. It was so cold it was even snowing in Miami. But by February 1978, California was flooded. This is the normal climate of California to oscillate between drought and flood. I spent spring break 1978 in Southern California. It was very cold and it never stopped raining the whole time I was there. Last autumn, the New York Times was not only predicting an ongoing drought for California, but they were also predicting a catastrophic flood. They said that global warming had increased the odds of a month-long statewide megastorm from 1 in 50 to 1 in 30. What they were actually describing was the flood of 1862, which hasn't happened again in the last 160 years. As is normally the case, the New York Times is just making up some fake statistics about an historical event. The 1862 flood killed thousands of people and caused the state to go bankrupt. San Francisco received 50 inches of rain, and the flood of 1862 was almost immediately followed by one of the worst droughts in California's history. After the deluge came the drought. It began in the fall of 1862 and lasted to the winter of 1864 through 1865. The rainfall for the season of 1862 to 1863 did not exceed 4 inches. And that of 1863 to 1864 was even less. The press is engaged in a war against the public to misinform them about climate and just about every other important topic. Toto's been pulling back the curtain on this scam for the past 15 years. You can visit him, Kyrie Caesar, Toki Upala, and the 4 new puppies on the web at realclimatescience.com.